Thank you, Joe. Good morning, and welcome to the Unitarian Universalist Church of Writing Sunday service. I have to start by saying two things. One is that I'm sorry I considered doing the Princess Bride reference for Bob to start the thing, but I fear the words might be copyrighted, and we're going on YouTube, so I can't do that. And two, if you hear popping overhead, it's not a message from any angry gods. It's just our speaker failing. So let's hope we don't hear that. So my name is Andy Godgel, not the other one, and I am a member of the Worship Arts team. My pronouns are he and him. We choose to share our pronouns because we know people of all genders are whole, holy, and loved. We welcome you here today as we join together to create a space where we nurture and explore individual spirituality, build a committed and loving community, and help heal the world. If this is your first time with us, we are so happy you have joined us. Please visit our web pages to learn more about our beloved community. There you can connect with our staff and see the opportunities for deep connection we offer. For those with us here in the sanctuary this morning, please speak with me or Melissa Martin, our Member Services Coordinator, after the service. Also, please join us in Fellowship Hall, that way, for our social hour. Returning to lead us in worship this morning is the Reverend Linda Goodman. If you'd like to know more about Linda, her bio is towards the end of the order of service. Welcome back, Reverend Linda. We're so pleased to have you with us again.
And I'm so pleased to be back here. And I brought my accomplice in ministry with me today, my husband, Joe Pollack. Wherever you are, whoever you are, and wherever you are on your spiritual journey, you are welcome here. You're welcome to bring your beliefs and traditions, your identity, your story, and the wisdom of your years. All of who you are is welcome. All of who you are is sacred. In our presence, may you seek your truth in freedom, speak your truth in love, and live your truth through service. And in all your days and nights in our presence, may you experience love. In the light of truth, the warmth of community, the fire of commitment, we gather this day. May the flame we now kindle be to us a symbol of the holiness we seek. And let us all, I don't see any children to come forward to help us, but we can probably do the children's affirmation without their help. We are Unitarian Universalists, the Church of the open mind, the loving heart, and the helping hands. So let us stand in body or in spirit as you're able and sing our opening hymn, number 131, Love Will Guide Us.
we're all children today. So, and Brooke is coming up to join me. So today, Reverend Linda will be talking about being brave with our love, about not leaving anyone out of our circle of care. This is Old Turtle and the Broken Truth. It's a story that helps us get an idea of what she wants us to learn today. It's written by Douglas Ward with watercolor pictures by John J. Muth. These pictures are really amazing. And so we're going to be leaving our books out on a table in the atrium. So if you want to take a look at these pictures more, they'll be available for you because they're really just such amazing pictures. So, once upon a time, a truth fell from the sky. It split in half, and one fell and one streaked off. Crow found the fallen piece. It's a lovely truth, they said, and carried it away. But after a while, they realized it didn't feel quite right and dropped it. Other animals found it, liked it for a time, but found it wasn't fully satisfying, and they too left it. Soon it was forgotten. Then a man, listening to breezes and seeing beauty, found it and saw written on the stone, "You are loved." He thought it was lovely, and it made him feel proud, so he kept it. The man took the stone to his people, the ones who spoke like him and looked like him, and they began to believe in this newfound hope, and it became their most important possession. Soon people stopped hearing the voices in the breeze, stopped seeing beauty. All they saw was the stone. They began to call it the truth. The truth made them proud, but they began to fear people who didn't have the stone. Wars broke out over the stone, and the people suffered. I missed a page. Oh, one day a little girl came over the mountain of imagining, across the river of wondering why, through the forest of finding out. She was looking for Old Turtle. When she found Old Turtle asked why she'd come. She said, "I want to ask a question. In my world, people are suffering and fighting. They say this will never change. Can we change it?" Old Turtle said, "It has not always been this way, but it became this way because of the broken truth. It is close to a whole truth, so people love it, but the people need to find the lost part too." The girl asked, "Can we find the missing piece and put it together again?" Turtle tells her the truth is broken and missing a piece, the piece that shot off into the sky long ago, but people aren't ready to hear that fact. She tells the girl that the broken truth and life itself will be mended only when one person meets another, someone from a different place or with a different face, and they see themselves in that other person. Old Turtle gives her the other half of the stone, the other half of the truth, and sends her back to her people. Back home, she tries to explain the truth is broken, incomplete, but no one will listen or understand. Crow knew what was needed and flew up to the place where the truth stone was kept and cawed and cawed and cawed until the little girl understood. She climbed up and added the missing stone piece given to her by Old Turtle next to the people's stone. Now the completed stone read, "You are loved, and so are they." And the people began to understand. And the earth and the people began to heal. Nobody has to go off. Everybody gets to stay here.
As we light our chalice this morning with Unitarian Universalists all around the globe, I invite you to call into your heart the flame you kindle this morning, the flame of truth, of community, of commitment to love and justice. So please join me in reciting our chalice lighting words, which can be found. No? Okay.
Maybe do that party.
Wrong page.
Here.
Okay. We take time during our service to light our candles of community, peace, and justice. We light our red candle of community to signify our interconnection. Wherever you are in time and space, newcomer or longtime member here in the sanctuary or joining us virtually, we light this candle, holding you in love. And as we light this candle, I invite you to speak aloud the name or names of people who are on your mind and heart today and bring them fully into this space. We light our blue candle of peace for all the places worldwide where people live with the threat of war and violence. This weekend, we hold in our hearts all those known and unknown to us lost to the violence of war. And we light our yellow candle of justice. May all people everywhere live their lives in freedom, and may we each do our part in the work for justice and liberation for all in our global community. As we recommit ourselves to the work of love and justice, may we each voice this commitment by saying, Amen. Let us close our eyes in an attitude of prayer and meditation. O Source, we know that the more we can be peace within ourselves, the more that we can send the vibration of peace into the entire world. Though our nerves may be frayed, though we may be grieving for the world events today, let us remember to breathe in peace and breathe out love. Breathe in peace and breathe out love. Breathe in peace and breathe out love. Thank you. Thank you for bringing us moments of peace. Amen. It's time for the lighting of silent candles.
This morning's reading is entitled A Memoir and Manifesto of Revolutionary Love by Valerie Carr. In our tears and agony, we hold our children close and confront the truth. The future is dark. But my faith dares me to ask, what if this darkness is not the darkness of the tomb, but the darkness of the womb? What if our America is not dead, but a country still waiting to be born? What if the story of America is one long labor? What if all the mothers who came before us, who survived genocide and occupation, slavery and Jim Crow, racism and xenophobia and Islamophobia, political oppression and sexual assault, are standing behind us now, whispering in our ear, "You are brave"? What if this is our great contraction before we birth a new future? Remember the wisdom of the midwife. Breathe, she says, then push. Let us make an oath to fight for the soul of America, the land that has never been yet and yet must be. said Langston Hughes, with revolutionary love and relentless optimism.
We shall be known by the company we keep, by the ones who circle round to tend these fires.
We shall be known by the ones who sow and reap the seeds of change alive from deep within the earth. It is time now. It is time now that we thrive. It is time we lead ourselves into the well. It is time now, and what a time to be alive. In this great turning we shall learn to lead in love. In this great turning we shall learn to lead in love. We shall be known by the company we keep, by the ones who circle round to tend these fires. We shall be known by the ones who sow and reap the seeds of change alive from deep within the earth. It is time now. It is time now that we thrive. It is time we lead ourselves into the well. It is time now, and what a time to be alive. In this great turning we shall learn to lead in love. In this great turning we shall learn to lead in love. In this great turning we shall learn to lead in love. In this great turning we shall learn to lead in love. It looked like we had some, Joe. There's some people. In a new year, when we're teetering between grief for the world where peace and joy are hard to find, and hope for the shift into a new age that has been foretold, I turn to the cosmic comic, Swami Beyondananda, for a good laugh. Swami Beyondananda has been called the biggest name in comedy. After all, his name has 12 letters in it. Swami says, we have passed through another season of peace and joy, and particularly these days, when a season that used to bring cheers can too often devolve into family feud. The season of peace and joy can be mighty stressful. It used to be you could count on heated political discussions between the two sides. But now that the sides seem to be residing in parallel universes, how do you communicate with those on the other side without othering them? Not only is the answer easy, it is also simple if we remember Swami's mantra. There are no sides, only angles. And when we see it from the right angle, we are all on the same side. It occurs to me that if we follow the biblical instruction to turn the other cheek, It literally forces us to view the situation from another angle, from another perspective. Valerie Kaur is the daughter of Sikh farmers in California. She's a civil rights activist, a filmmaker, a lawyer, an author, and the founder of the Revolutionary Love Project. She has had family members killed in hate crimes. She's been seriously injured by police at peaceful demonstrations. And she's inspired a movement to tip the scales toward more love. She sees this as the time of transition in the long labor leading to the birth of a new era of peace and love. She asks, what if this is not the darkness of the tomb, but the darkness of the womb? The Revolutionary Love Project website says, love is a form of sweet labor, fierce, bloody, imperfect, and life-giving, a choice we make over and over again. Love as a labor can be taught, can be modeled and practiced. This labor engages all of our emotions. Joy is the gift of love. Grief is the price of love. Anger protects that which is loved. And when we think we've reached our limit, wonder is the act that returns us to love. In these challenging times when we fear for our country's democracy, for our planet's survival, what does revolutionary love do? In her book, See No Stranger, she takes us on her personal journey through grief and rage to listening and healing, from resisting to reimagining, and from painful transitions in labor to the birthing of love. The midwife tells us, breathe, then push. Breathe and push. We may be tired, but we don't stop. We breathe and then we push. The Sikh faith honors sages, but it also honors warriors. They believe in nonviolent action, but as a last resort, they can use force in order to defend themselves or others. Guru Gobind Singh says, only when all other methods fail is it proper to hold a sword in hand, for the cost of violence is high. To break another's bones, to take their life, is to forego wonder. It is to cut off a part of ourselves that we do not yet know. You are a part of me I do not yet know. Now, we can't help but feel the fire of anger when we see injustice. That's all right. Feel it. Otherwise, we risk making ourselves numb to all feelings. We let empathy fatigue close us off to those we might otherwise stand with. We breathe, and then we push. We push for justice. We focus that rage into action. It doesn't have to be a huge action. If our small actions don't seem to be making a difference, just keep pushing. Trust that there will come a time when all the small acts will reach a critical mass that births a new world of equality for all. We are the ones we've been waiting for. Those who seek to oppress will need us to see the other as less than us. They cannot be seen as capable of love, which means they cannot be human. If we persist in loving, love is resistance. which means love is resistance from oppression. Love speaks up when silence is demanded. Love protects and includes when oppression excludes. Hate may be contagious, but so is love. It does not take more energy to love than to hate. And love is uplifting, nourishing, not just to ourselves, but to everyone around us. As Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. noted in his 1957 sermon, "Love Your Enemies," progressive politics that seek to address the forces of hate need to be rooted in love. Because if we don't have the wisdom to counter hate with love, this world, the whole of our civilization, will be plunged into the abyss of destruction. And we will all end up destroyed because nobody had any sense on the highway of history. Somewhere, somebody must have some sense. Men must see that force begets force. Hates beget hates. Toughness begets toughness. And it is all a descending spiral, ultimately ending in destruction for all and everybody. Somebody must have sense enough and morality enough to cut off the chain of hate and the chain of evil in the universe. And you do that by love. As Van Jones says, when it gets harder to love, love harder. God dwells within you as you. This reminder was posted over the doorways of the Siddha Yoga ashram, where I used to go on retreat when my children were young. In 1 Corinthians 3:16, the Bible says, "Know you not that you are the temple of God, and that the Spirit of God dwells in you?" And in the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says to Arjuna, "I am seated in the heart of all living entities. I am the beginning, middle, and end of all beings." Seeing God in the face of everyone you meet is an enlightening spiritual practice. As we look around at the faces of our friends in this sanctuary, it's not too difficult to see every face as the face of God. We might have to work a bit harder to see God in every face. What about those who are filled with hate? What about you know who? What about the person who cuts you off in traffic or snarls at you on the sidewalk or delights in putting the superiority of their political beliefs in your face? It can make you want to put up a wall and see those on the other side as less than God, or even less than human. But how do we get from the entirely appropriate reaction of rage and revulsion at cruelty and lack of compassion and the suffering that it causes to love? Valerie Carr says, we begin by wondering, you are a part of me I do not yet know. So I wonder about you. I listen to your story. I want to understand what it is in your storyline, in the storyline of your life that brought you to your beliefs. Imagine sitting across the table with a family member or a neighbor who vehemently supports the politician who embodies an affront to your values. Instead of arguing, which would likely devolve into a shouting match, consider asking them about their story. What experience led them to their belief? This question exhibits a willingness to listen rather than a judgment. It is not likely to change anyone's mind, but it offers an opportunity for understanding rather than increasing the divide. We need to be what we want to see in this world. If we want to see more love in the world, we must be more loving. We must be loving even when it's hard. In the face of fear and anger, we can choose to add fear and anger to the collective consciousness, creating more of what we don't want. Or we can choose to contribute our love. Do not underestimate the power of choosing love. Studies have shown that love vibrates at a higher frequency than fear or anger. As Swami Bhayandananda says, love is more powerful than fear, and I can prove it. Nobody ever wrote a song titled, "All You Need Is Fear." And so today and every day, keep adding your love to the collective. Love your partner. Love your family. Love your kitty cat. Love your community. I don't mean to leave out dogs. I'm sorry, but I'm a cat person. Love the earth. Breathe and push. Keep breathing and pushing. Laboring in love to birth the loving world to come. Now, your gifts will be gratefully received.
Okay. Each Sunday, UUCR gives away half the money received in the collection plate to a nonprofit organization that shares our UU values. It's a simple yet powerful way for each of us to help heal our world. There is a growing movement in churches across the country to find ways to make reparations for using music composed by enslaved African people. No royalties have ever been paid for a number of the spirituals and hymns we sing during our services. As a small first step towards acknowledging this injustice, we have chosen Hamilton Garrett Music and Art Academy in Roxbury as our Share the Plate recipient for January. It provides high-quality formal music education to children and youth of Roxbury, Dorchester, and Mattapan. Please give generously to our Share the Plate offering to help fund scholarships at the Hamilton Garrett Music and Art Academy and to support the mission of the UUCR. If this is your first time with us, please let the plate pass you by. Your presence here is gift enough.
Good morning. I'm Melissa Martin, your Member Services and Volunteer Coordinator. My pronouns are she and her. I just want to say thank you, Joe and Beth, for your music ministry this morning. And thank you, Reverend Linda, for being with us again. Just a few things I want to tell you about today. In next week's newsletter, you'll find new easy ways to connect with me. I'm opening up my Google Calendar so you can book time directly with me, whether you want to meet in person or via Zoom or by phone, to discuss membership needs or any creative ideas that you have for our community. Please save the date for an exciting new series in 2026. Join us on Sunday, February 1st for a focused multi-generational social hour as we celebrate Imbolc. For those unfamiliar, Imbolc is a traditional Gaelic festival marking the halfway point between the winter solstice and the spring equinox. In our UU tradition, this honors our sixth source, the spiritual teachings of earth-centered traditions. It is a season of quickening, where we celebrate the seeds beginning to stir beneath the frost and the returning light of spring. This event is the first of 8 seasonal social hour potlucks following the Wheel of the Year. We're moving beyond age-segregated programming to foster true beloved community where elders and children can engage side by side. Our celebration will feature a themed potluck with colors and flavors of the season, table talk opportunities to help bridge generational gaps, and a spiritual craft for all ages, and a social justice action aligned with our mission to help heal the world. Whether you are a newcomer or a longtime member, there is a place for you at our table. This week in our congregational life, there is no Buddhist meditation tomorrow. Our liberal ladies and friends will meet on Wednesday morning, and then Friday at 7:30, you are invited to join Rise Up Singing Sing-Along in Fellowship Hall. It's an informal, spirited evening for all ages. No auditions, no rehearsals, just bring your voice or an instrument. On Saturday, January 17th, we will gather to honor the life of beloved member Dakota Rain at our memorial service here. Dakota was a dearly loved part of our church family. While we feel the empty space her absence leaves, we also feel the richness of her legacy. Dakota's special ministry was hospitality. She ensured our social hours were always a warm place of welcome. If you were able to help us honor her that day, your support during the reception after the service would be most appreciated. You can find the sign-up link in the newsletter. Next Sunday, guest minister Reverend Ken Reeves will lead our service, and there will be a kids' community day. And finally, I just want to mention that today we officially kicked off our move towards a more focused, intentional way of serving our congregation on Sundays. We hope that every UCR member will find a way to participate by choosing the ministry that best fits your unique talents. We ensure that our work is both sustainable and joyful. Ministry is always better together, and we encourage you to invite a fellow congregant to join a team. It's a wonderful way to deepen your connection to the church and to each other. Thank you to everyone who participated in our mini check-ins today and all who are bringing our congregation to life. Now, please rise in body or in spirit and join us in singing our closing hymn, Imagine.
If we can imagine it, we can call it forth. So let's. extinguish this flame, but not the light of truth, the warmth of community, or the fire of commitment. These we carry in our hearts until we are together again. I close with this poem by Lauren Brantz. In a time of hate, love is an act of resistance. In a time of fear, faith is an act of resistance. In a time of misinformation, education is an act of resistance. In a time of poor leadership, community is an act of resistance. In a time like this, joy is an act of resistance. Resist, resist, resist.